The title of this episode is Do Your Intentions Make an Act Bitter or Sweet? A couple of weeks ago, I was watching a show that I've watched several times over, and maybe this has happened to you. And when there is a program that you've watched uh, that several times before, that when you watch it the next time, you pick up something that you missed before. And that was certainly the case in this particular show. One of the characters was doing a yoga or spiritual practice in which they were working with a guru. And she entered the room, and she is trying to get to the next level of her yoga practice, her spiritual practice, and with respect to how she applies the principles of yoga to her life, her family, her career, and her personal development. And in this certain case, she comes in and she brings the yogi vegan ice cream, and it's a gift for him. And he replies, "What is this?" She says, "It's a gift for you." And he says, and he says, "Okay." And she said, "I made it myself." Which he replies, "For what purpose?" She stutters and begins to say and he cuts her off and says, "To curry favor." He said, "If that's your intention, the very sweetness of the cream is bitter in this way. Do not buy friendship or comfort." She says, "Where I come from, everything is a transaction." And he says, "Where you want to go, the goal is to avoid being transactional at all. Can you do this? Will you try?" She says, "I will start with a month." A month. He says, "Start with a day." She then says, "When I start something," he cuts her off again and says, "Start with an hour, even a minute, then add a minute onto that one. That's the work." And I absolutely love that. It was in a show in which you wouldn't expect something spiritual. At least I didn't expect something spiritual and so profound to be part of the script, but it was. And I think about the things that I do. Where are they coming from? And is my intention behind the doing, behind my behavior? Is it making the very act bitter or is it making it sweet? I'm very grateful that in ToBeRe, that from day one, in terms of attracting members to be a part of ToBeRe and helping people grow and people helping me grow, that none of it was based on whether or not a person would stay a member of ToBeRe forever. I want it to be something in which people got so much value out of that they would be inspired to be a part of it, to continue to contribute to others, as well as reap the benefits of people contributing to them. And so far that's happened. But with that being said, people have different, paths to travel and different turns and choices in their journey. And for the people that have chose to go into a different direction, I've been grateful for the time that they have spent with us and really celebrated that. And at not one time that I try to go out and get people that weren't a fit to be a part of this community because they could pay for our services, but rather the fit for us are people that really get that we're going to help each other grow. We're going to help each other be our best. And that's certainly what's happening in the community. And I'm grateful for everyone who has continued to be a part of this amazing, selfless, growth-oriented community of people that want to make a difference in their own lives as well as the lives of others. But there have been other times in my life in which I had to check myself regarding my intention. And the way when I know that my intention is one that is grounded in unconditional love, grounded in not uh, consciously or subconsciously requiring other people to do something in return, this kind of warped reciprocity is that the other people are left feeling like they have chosen freely to say yes or no moving forward if I've made a request of them. Like there's no expectation that they do anything to pay me back. Like I need that to be the case. Now, if I feel that there is this expectation that they're not, that hasn't been explicitly stated, then I feel myself suffer that if they don't do what I wanted them to do. So, for example, if I am in a relationship and my partner asks me to do something, I ask my partner to do something with me and they decline, do I feel some kind of way about it? Do I feel upset, hurt, taken for granted, not appreciated? Then the very ask that I gave them was disingenuous. It wasn't one in which I was allowing them to choose freely. It was one that was laced with manipulation, hoping, wishing, desiring them to do what I wanted them to do, as opposed to just coming out and just saying it. And so it was an unexpected, it was an unfulfilled expectation, and which I was not being authentic and honest about. And so I think about that all the time is what is my motivation to doing this? And I really want to be clear about it. And I think I've done a pretty good job. But as soon as I say that, life will give me an opportunity to demonstrate that I am really doing things that have a loving intention behind them. So I encourage you to look at your own relationships and the things that you do for other people. Are they coming from a place to where it's truly a gift, or is it coming from a place in which you have some kind of expectation in return? Now, it's okay to expect other things in return, but you want to state that clearly to the other party, and so they're clear on what your expectation is. And then, if they decline to do it, that you are able to accept that. If you're not able to accept it, then that's where your work is. But again, the work that you want to do is to give in a way and be really clear about the purpose and the intention, not to curry favor or to get something in return. Because remember, when you do it that way, the very sweetness of the act is made bitter when it comes from that place.